Hello, everybody, and welcome to the STiKS Live. I am taking over.
Oh, I didn't make
Kingdom is squeezing it out, and he is here.
I didn't even wash my hands, and I didn't make it back in time.
All right, go ahead.
You didn't even wash your hands. Did you just say you did not wash your hands?
We can't do a show.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna get like some weird germ through the internet. I'm gonna like get an internet's virus.
Oh my god!
Interweb.
All right, welcome to the STiKS. I don't know what the heck Hitch is doing. Shout out to Goalie TV, the man behind the new overlay that we have that I don't think anybody has complained about. So hope you guys enjoy it. You'll look down below.
Horrible.
It's got the COD League
I'm not
update,
really,
and
I'm not really a big fan of it.
big, long. I don't really care about you guys. I care about the fans. Like your guys' opinions don't matter.
Man,
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta tweet this stuff out.
And Hitch is kingdom nomming, eating his cookie, which is making me jealous.
Hashtag Kingdom doesn't care about the fans.
Gosh, I love the fans.
No, Kingdom doesn't care about us.
Especially on a hot day. All right, so shout out to Goalie and, of course, G Fuel and Scuff. Make sure you guys use the code STiKS to get 5% off of your Scuff gaming products at scuffgaming.com. So we're going to open up the show as we normally do. We've got a very special guest today, someone who all of you have been begging to come back to Call of Duty. He's not back to Call of Duty, but at least somebody already subscribed. Oh, man. Who was
Look at that. Not Walla. Not Walla.
Not Walla?
With a hot subscription.
Welcome, Not Walla, to the STiKS family. Please put your Twitter handle in, and all of the subs that are watching, put your Twitter handle in the chat, and I will. Oh, it's Greenwall. I already follow you. All right, so put your Twitter handles in the chat, and I will follow you on Twitter. All right, so we're going to open up the show like we normally do. We're going to go around and say your name, any affiliations that you have in the community. Golden Boy, of course, you can shout out, your in the other communities you're a part of, like Halo. But your name, affiliations, and then you're going to answer the question. If you could turn any real-life activity into an esport, what would you choose? And I'm going to start with Hitch.
no, wait.
Yes.
What was the question?
If you could turn any real-life activity into an esport, what would it be? And so we're going to start
It would
with
just
Hitch.
be a sport, right?
No, an esport. It's got to be something that you can do online.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to pick Hitch. We'll go Hitch, Fatty, Golden Boy, and then myself.
All right. What's up, guys? It's Hitch here. You can call me RIP to Smite Fatty. And if I could choose, I'm a content creator for Optic Intel, and if I could choose anything to make into an esport, I guess I would have to choose competitive Tetris.
Yes.
My wife would spank you with that, guaranteed.
I would love that. Are you crazy? That would be incredible. Like, can you imagine that? He's going to break down the other brick. Oh, my God.
Oh,
and then you do
you
fencing.
just said that at such a bad time. He was like, my wife would spank you, and you were like, I love that.
I love the spanking and the Tetris. That's
Oh
what I
my
like.
goodness. Oh, that's it. We're done for the day, folks. We'll see you
That's
later.
the show right there. We're done.
360, I will plug in my 360. We used to play Tetris Worlds or something like that, and she used to annihilate me in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty
Such
bad.
a fun
All right,
game.
Smiting NA. You're up.
Smiting now.
Smiting nah.
Ah.
Vietnam. I should put nom nom. Smiting nah. Anyways, I don't remember the question. It was if I could turn any everyday thing into an esport, it'd be eating, man. Why not?
Could
Just
you
like
cast
pizza.
professional eating, I mean, there are eating competitions, but how would you do it as an esport? Like Skype call
Online.
eating contest?
I don't know.
Something like that?
I don't know. Golden Boy can
Just
figure it
stream
out.
it.
He can do anything. He could cast it.
I would
Music
go
is
to
on
the
Twitch
land.
now, so I'm sure hot dog eating contest could be on Twitch. Anything can be on Twitch now, right?
I've tried.
That's him being a potato again.
I've tried to do a couple things. I tried to get wrestling.
Wow.
Really?
And
How'd that go?
we can't have people who fight each other.
Oh.
Ah.
One day, though, that will be amended. That
That's
Awesome, actually.
That would be pretty dope. We've had WWE on Twitch before, though. We've had their Access event, but that was like when I first joined a company, and then I was like geeking out because I'm such a WWE fangirl.
I was gonna say, how long ago was that?
It was WrestleMania 30. So it was like right when I was about to join the company. They had WWE.
I love wrestling.
Yeah.
Secret love of mine. Oh, somebody else subscribed. I don't know who it was.
While I hit a quad, so same person.
All right.
All right.
I'll hit a quad. Thanks a lot for subscribing. All right, go ahead, Golden Boy. You're up.
I would have to say, okay, so hi, my name's Alex Mendez. Go by Golden Boy. Washed up Call of Duty commentator. Turned semi-successful Halo commentator. Turned quasi-successful Smite host. Turned not so much successful Battlefield host. Then I've done a lot, I think. I'm trying to think of another game. War of the Roses. I did War of the Roses one time. Yep, that was right. You guys have no idea what War of the Roses is.
What was the game you like worked for them and casted it for a while?
Shootmania.
Shootmania.
Shootmania, dude. I'm a shoot maniac.
Best game ever.
Apparently, I've abandoned the community, as I've been told numerous times in the past. I just abandoned. So, I wouldn't technically count a career as abandonment, but we'll go with that. And I mean, I love food as much as smiting does. So there you go.
So you would like that esport right there.
I should be golden fatty. We should be fatties together, bro.
That would be awesome.
Golden fatty.
You could be golden nah.
Golden nah.
Golden nah. By the way, people in the chat think that you and me, Kingdom, look exactly alike. One, that's racist. Two, Smiting's white. Hitch is a ginger. I am brown.
He's a ginger. He's a Jufro.
Or he's a Jufro ginger. Whatever. We'll go with whatever they.
You have kind of a reddish beard, but he's all brown up top.
I saw red and I just thought he was a ginger. And of course,
he's in disbelief.
So, and King Soldiers, obviously black. Like black. I don't want to be racist now. But honestly, that was racist though. So, so thank you.
We all look alike.
I'm so.
My thing. The thing that I would do one of two things. I would do professional grass growing. Yeah. You guys like that, right?
Okay, yeah.
You get it? Like, you watch grass grow? As an
Ninja
esport, obviously.
Twitch is your big channel.
The second one would be sheep kicking contests.
Oh, that'd be fun. I've done that before.
Yes. So you take a baby sheep and you kick it however far you can, right? Brought to you by Smiting Fatty or Smiting Nah and, Gandhi. And we'll just do that. Gandhi would get a kick out of that. So
He would. He'd like that. That's
someone said I'm beige. I'm beige, guys.
You're beige.
Shut up.
Well, I'm a ginger. So.
Well, I love how this light totally makes me look like pasty white.
You look like a ghost. Honestly, it's bothering me.
You're like a pixelated ghost.
You look like Cornwall Wallace. What was that from?
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall.
The ghost.
Cornhole Jackson.
Oh, God. All right, move on to the show.
All right, so I'm Kingdom Soldier, and I do some stuff on YouTube, here on Twitch. We'll be expanding to adding another show in the near future, which you will hear about later on this show in a few moments. And I play video games for fun in the evenings with Goalie way too late. We're playing through all of the Halo games right now, and it's a lot of fun, though, because Goalie's never played through the Halo game, so I get to sound like that annoying person that tells you what's going to happen in the movie. Like, oh, around this corner, we're going to... Yeah, it's really bad. So I would... The two things I was thinking of, well, the first one is I would do a babysitting contest, but they'd have to be watching my kids. And so it wouldn't be something I would spectate, but while me and my wife go out, two people can compete on watching our children. I think that would be great. And they wouldn't get paid. The other one was I would do a...
The babysitter off.
No, I would do a staying awake contest. Like, just 4-on-4, which team can stay awake the longest. So even if it's like, I mean, just think about if you had like Envy and Optic and who can stay awake the longest. They could do whatever they want, but at some point they're going to start falling asleep. And, you know, you'd have records for like staying awake for 4.5 days or something like that. You know, probably be dangerous, but be an interesting.
I can't see that ending well and or being healthy.
It would be neither, actually. Neither one. The person that won would probably be brain dead at the end of it. All right, so Golden Boy, you've been gone from the scene for a while. I've
literally been right here, this entire time.
No. You didn't abandon us. I won't say that, but you have been gone. We've missed your voice. We've missed your call-outs. We've missed the way that you just proved it. You can almost cast anything. I mean, have you cast CS?
No, I will never in a million years.
Why?
Played.
That community deserve, like, if they ask me to come in and host something, I'll do it. Like, that's not a problem, like I did for Smite. But the amount of effort, the amount of effort that goes into that is so demanding that it would be like a disservice to the community. So I wouldn't want to do that. But I'd host the crap out of it, man. That'd be fun as hell.
Well, they have that. Rocky, what are you doing in the chat?
Dude, the rockiest bark.
Rocky is from is one.
I could ban him, by the way. I'm staff, so I could ban him.
No, don't ban.
I think it like
the sheep.
Oh, he's banned. Sorry, I already did
it.
He got the perma Golden Boy ban.
Perma ban.
Hey, chat. How does it feel to know that I can literally ban everyone, including Kingdom Soldiers? Yeah, right. Everyone here can get banned. Okay.
I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you.
Ban me from my own chat.
I could TOS you.
Like, how does that?
Okay.
He's like, I can't erase you from history.
Yeah, I'm like, if you ban me from my own chat, wouldn't the stream just die?
IP ban.
Just.
I will IP ban everyone right now.
Oh my god.
Hitch first to go. I'll save Smiting for last because I really like that guy.
Yes!
Smiting, nah.
Smiting,
nah. Yeah, for black and beige. I mean, we got to stick together. All right, so let us know what you've been up to, Golden Boy, how things going with Halo. We've been watching. It's actually, the funny thing is I know that, like, you and Gandhi, we've lost 2 really good casters, you know. Not that we don't have great casters in the community, like Smiting, nah, but we've lost some really good casters, and it's working in the sense that I've paid more attention to Smite, not a lot, but more, because Gandhi's tweeting about it, and I've paid a lot more attention to Halo because you're tweeting about it, and I started with Halo, then came to Call of Duty. So what have you been up to? What's going on with Halo? What's coming up in the scene?
Oh, well, I mean, things have been going pretty good. So, for those of you guys who don't know, 343 Microsoft stepped up to create the Halo 4, the Halo Championship Series, HCS. It's been going pretty good. I think there were some issues with the Master Chief Collection coming out of launch and whatnot, but everyone knows that, where everything is building up to is inevitably Halo 5 at the end of the year. And it's going to be some pretty exciting stuff. So it's been great. It's been fun. Been casting all these different events. I've been doing those events for Twitch as well as myself, because I'm a big Halo fan. The first game I competed in was Halo. So like most people who come from COD, the first game they compete in is Halo. And I decided, it would be a good opportunity to lend my voice to it and to, do work there. And it's been fun, man. Like, Gamers for Giving is coming up. They actually, which is weird, I didn't know this, totally not planned. They ended up doing a bio on me at the Gamers Outreach website, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, if people are interested in that, I mean, you can check that out. I believe it's gamersoutreach.org or something. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun, dude, and I've had a great time doing it. I would like to lay this down right now. So a lot of people tell me, why don't you do COD anymore? So fun story. I was asked to do UGC back in October of last year. Then I get a call from Matt about December saying, hey, can you do UMG? I couldn't do UMG because I previously committed to UGC. I don't like canceling on events that I pre-committed to, especially considering that they were already including me in planning and production and all that stuff. And then obviously me working for Twitch came into that as well. So I, my obligation to my job as an employee of Twitch, but then also my obligation to the Halo community as well as UGC. I wanted to make sure that was, being taken care of. So I could have been at UMG. It just happened to be on the same weekend, which was unfortunate. I have been asked if I could do a UMG event in the future, and I already told them that I can. So I will probably be at the next one. God willing, timing and all that stuff, and I don't have anything work committed. But yeah, I mean, essentially, that's basically what's been going on with me. And I just want to throw that out there because everyone's like, why don't you do things anymore? It's like, dude, I still help out UMG all the time. I talk with them pretty much.
Yeah.
I talk to Jeff like a lot. So
yeah.
So you'll be at UMG Call of Duty Championships? Or is... I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I didn't know.
I'm so confused. UMG Call of Duty Championships? What? No, you mean Call of Duty Championships? I have not gotten a call for that. No, I have not gotten a call for that. If I do, I will be there. If I don't, I will not be there.
All right.
There's this thing called the cast-off.
Yeah, I don't think that would work really well for me.
I was about to say.
I'm just teasing.
That would be mean.
Somebody
else would not.
You should just not. Why would you even bring that up?
I was teasing.
I know, but I did. I actually did take a look at a couple of the applicants on Reddit. I'm on Reddit a lot too, just reading stuff what the community is doing. And I would have to say that was it Fox of Dawn was the guy. I was really impressed by him. I thought he was actually quite good. Give him a co-caster, he could do pretty good. So
Fox of Dawn.
Yeah.
How come Stone Mountain stopped?
I think it was just a one-time thing. Stone Mountain's super successful on YouTube, so he's there's no reason, right, for Stone to keep doing it. I loved him. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
Jeff had such a nerd boner for him, man.
He still does. He tweeted him the other day.
Yeah.
To come back?
Yeah.
He's like, but I remember that day that Jeff hits me up. He's like, Alex, I'm thinking about bringing this guy. You got to hear him on YouTube. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm like, who is it, man? He's like, his name is Stone Mountain 64. And I was like, oh, you mean the Battlefield guy? He's like, nah, but he does Call of Duty too. You got to hear this. It's good. And I was like, all right, man. Yeah. So I played the video and I was like, yeah, dude, give him a call, see if he'll take it. And then me and him started talking Stone Mountain and he was super down with it. And then when he was casting that game and then he did his catchphrase or whatever, Jeff was like, you see, this is why I brought him out here. He's so damn funny. Just veins popping out of his neck. He's red and stuff, the way he is.
The chat went crazy.
You make him sound like he's from King of the Hill.
Oh, dude, no, because honestly, if Jeff didn't work in video gaming, he probably would have been a guest character on King of the Hill. Even though it's canceled, he still would have shown up somehow. I guarantee you. He's
guest character on King of the Hill. All right. Well,
it's good for me to see that. Are you kidding?
There's a career for him after Call of Duty. All right. So we've got we're gonna get back to some questions from Twitter later, and we'll be able to ask Alex some more questions. But the COD scene right now is bananas. This February is just a bit of a nightmare, and one of the first things that happened was this last weekend, the COD Champs qualifiers. And so they turned out exactly how most of us imagined they were going to turn out, with most of the pro teams all qualifying on the first day, and then a couple of because they qualified 16 teams, and then on the next day they qualified 8, and it was all some teams that no one has ever even heard of. There's players on there that it's kind of hard for us to keep track of. So the way that it's going to work, as far as the COD Champs qualifiers go for regionals, is that these players are all going to play with Canada and Mexico. And there's a bracket that was tweeted out by, I'm looking at the version that was tweeted out by Rostermania, by Landon. But it's Ricky that created it. I'm just looking at Rostermania's tweet. And so what I kind of want to do with you guys is go through the bracket and get your semi predictions on the link to bracket. You can put in the chat if you guys want to put it in the chat. But Goalie will show it on the screen briefly, I believe. But I kind of want to run through some of the. I looked and there were some early matchups that are going to be interesting. So of course the number 1 seed is Optic Gaming. and all the teams in their bracket of 4, they have no chance. It's really so Optic will probably go all the way through 2 rounds really easily. They should almost give them a bye, but they'll probably go through those first 2 rounds pretty easily. The next bracket is TK and Strictly Business are in there together, and so before one of them plays Optic, TK and Strictly Business will play each other. I want to just go around. Who would you guys say will probably win that between TK and SB? Who would you have winning it? They're 8 and 9.
Oh,
That's tough. Actually, I was just playing games with Neslo yesterday, and me, him, and Ben were like chatting about it. That's tough.
He wants to win so bad.
Who, Neslo?
Neslo, he's like so driven to win right now.
Do you think him and Fizz and the boys can beat TK?
That's tough.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that guy.
Tough.
It's that tough. Yeah, it's that tough to call. I think, given the history and all that stuff, I mean, I think when you look at it on like just me not even knowing all that much, I could say that, one thing that I loved about TK always is just when it comes down to these big events, you can expect like consistent showings out of them. Yeah. But when I look at the other side here, when I look at what's going on for Strictly Business, I kind of just feel like, dude, Neslo is one of the most driven individuals I've ever met in my life. Okay. Yeah. And John is a beast, but I think the big thing here is, Tito and Fizzer. And I don't know how. So, like, someone give me like a breakdown. How is Fizzer like looking in Advanced Warfare?
Yeah, he looks good.
Good.
I mean, like, is it like
the whole time he's been in, he actually figured out Respawn pretty quickly. Like, people thought that his team was going to be detrimental because they wouldn't figure out Respawn, but Fizz actually figured out like uplink pretty quickly. Hardpoint. This game is almost back to like the Black Ops 2 kind of strategy of it's obvious. There's not too much complication with it. There are some stupid things that happen because they change the spawns throughout the game, and so the pro players have to adjust. But Fizz, in my opinion, has adjusted very well to this game and surprised everyone. Like even the first LAN, the way SB was playing, people were like, "What?"
Yeah. So. At Orlando, he was playing really, really well.
Yeah, he's played well at both events. Fizzerp has showed up. He's been more than just S&D Fizzerp. He's been S&D Respawn Fizzerp. If he has the right players with him, they'll be fine. The only thing is there are times where on LAN, Neslo can have a really bad game, and some of those type of things. Because he's so driven, his emotion can drive him to actually not play as well if he gets negatively, if he reacts negatively.
That's always been his flaw. That's why I'm saying, right? Like, he's a very driven guy. But I'm looking at this team, and I've known John for years. I've known Dito for years. Mm-hmm. Neslo is like a good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. You're talking about 4 like very like emotional players here. Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
That's bad. But then you look at the team caliber side, and the only like I look at Sharp and to a degree Theory as well, because I feel like Theory is just an individual has matured. Just him, right? Yeah. I could see that kind of glue being kept together there.
Yeah.
Versus SB. I could see SB kind of one bad thing, I could see SB falling apart. One bad thing, I could see TK bouncing back. It would be tough. I could see TK bouncing back. They got to keep Looney on track. Goon just got to do what Goon does. But I think if you're talking based on that alone, because like skill-wise, I feel like these 8 players are just like very, very talented. It's hard to say.
Yeah, in my opinion, so because nobody wants to predict, I'm going to give it to TK 3-2. I saw a lot of people saying SB 3-2, but I think they might even 3-1 them. TK playing the team house has built chemistry for them that they could never.
Oh, they have team house.
Yeah, TK has team house now.
Oh, that changes everything.
Yeah, well, that's why they were almost last in the league, right above Optic Nation, and then they got their team house and then qualified for S2. It was like basically their gameplay went to a whole nother level because of the bad connections they had before, and they're having Nerf gun fights and stuff. They're building relationships, and that counts when you're in a tournament for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it matters that much. So I know this is just for qualifiers, but I think TK may come out guns blazing. The only thing that they can't do is once they get far in and they've done well is crumble. And that's what that has happened to them in a couple of lands where it looked like they were going to finish really good, which is the opposite of like what Optic did, at the last event. It's like, oh, Friday was horrible. But then they just turned it around. And so I would give it to TK. So in the next, let's go on to the next round. So Optic versus TK, is that just a gimme for Optic? Would anybody have TK even give them a run for their money?
What, TK versus Optic?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to make a very bold call right now. Optic's winning the Call of Duty championships.
Oh, okay. I thought this was as bold as that call you made the last time you were on the STiKS for, I think it was Dallas, when you said something bad about Optic, or you didn't put him in your top.
Well, no, I think, no, I said, the one I made, and I was damn close to being correct on this, was Curse New York beating Optic Gaming at regionals in 2014. And I said that, and what happened? They nearly choked that. Optic almost lost that. And if it wasn't for Curse New York giving that one up, we could have seen Optic not go to champs, and that would have been crazy, right? So I am a wizard. But I'm going to say right now that Optic Gaming, I'm just going to proclaim it that no one is going to stop Optic. I just can't see it being the case. I watched Orlando. I watched all this stuff, and I just feel like Optic's just too good. Everyone's playing catch up to them right now.
MLG Formula, TK beat Optic 3. Oh, last time. Okay, I was like, what? Optic is a new team. They're unbeatable until somebody proves that they can beat them, and in my opinion. So, Fatty and Hitch, would you guys say the same thing?
Yeah.
Optic wins that.
Yeah, I think Optic takes champs as well.
All right. So
we're all skipping forward.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I made that skip. I didn't mean to make it a trend. I didn't mean to make it a trend.
So who wins between Prophecy and Automatic Reload? Prophecy. I would say the same.
I would have.
I'm going to say Automatic Reload. Actually.
Oh.
I think they're better. I think because who's going to be on the Prophecy team? It's going to be. Tell me.
Ricky Embo's Ricky Classic.
Yeah, I think AR takes it.
What?
Really?
Yep.
That Prophecy squad.
Just wait. You watch.
Top. I would almost say top 4 or 5 at this tournament.
We'll see.
Man.
I do like Embo's though, and he anytime he has a throw together squad, he does good.
He is a beast. He is a beast. All right, so Fatty calls it for Prophecy. So FaZe or Envious, they'll push through all those teams they're playing. So who wins between, let's say, Envious and Prophecy?
Envious. Subscriber. We got a subscriber.
Who?
Vortic.
I think the Turbo Show subscribed earlier too.
Sick. And Turbo Show. I'll shout out all of you after the.
I love the Turbo Show.
Promise.
Turbo
all right, Hitch. Who's winning? Envious or Prophecy?
Envy.
Envy's being
Prophecy.
Okay.
Prophecy's taking that.
No, you said Envy. I'm taking it. So who wins between Envy and Optic? Optic. So Optic is in the grand finals, according to what we just did. All right. So on the other side, FaZe Red, the Aches team, isn't facing off against anybody difficult until they face. Now this is a hard call for me. You guys tell me what you think. Stunner and Optic Nation. They face each other in the second round as long as they beat these, teams that qualified the second day.
This Optic Nation squad is weird, man. It's 4 names I thought I'd never see on a piece of paper together. It's just like Killa and Karma. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is basically Impact, but with TP instead of what's his face, my twin, Parasite. But I'm just like kind of thrown off by it because I just never thought that I would see that team with Optic next to their name. It's just kind of weird. Stunner, though, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a squad that, went to the finals against Optic Gaming, but they
don't have Hook, though.
They don't have,
who do they end up losing?
Hook.
They lost Hook because he's too young.
Oh, they don't have TJ either, so that's
their kids. They're little kids. So
they're like the greatest kids to ever play.
I'll tip my hat to Nation.
They're good kids. You said tip them to what?
Tip it to Nation.
You gotta take it.
You gotta take Nation on this.
I think, to be honest, though, I think Perplex, Vex, Fears, and Legal, I think they qualify. I mean, at the end of the day, when they go to the losers bracket, they're not losing to any of these other teams we're talking about getting beat in the first round, especially. They'll go forward, in my opinion. I think they will qualify because 14 out of these teams qualify, and you can look at the names you've never seen before. Those are going to be the teams that probably won't qualify. So you're saying Optic Nation. So who wins between? Oh, this would be a good matchup. Optic Nation and STiKS' FaZe team.
Ooh.
Jeez, that's
a wonderful match.
I can't wait.
Such a rivalry. That's going to be the match of the tournament. That is going to be the match of the tournament.
Well, why do they call themselves FaZe Mint, by the way?
They're FaZe Red. I don't know. Yeah, they're FaZe Red. They're just
they've been doing that. Like for the 2K when we played against them, they were like FaZe Chartreuse or something dumb.
That's apes.
14 North American teams. Whoever asked in the chat. That's how many. So, do you got who? Give me an opinion. Who wins?
FaZe.
FaZe Red. Okay. Damn,
I just see it's hard because I mean, listen, I have a man crush on TP, and it's very hard for me to bet against TP, and I just think that like looking at this team like Slasher, incredibly talented, STiKS. I mean, we know this dude just shows up.
Team Parasite, they have a great team. I mean, you can't.
And they Parasite. I can even glance over Parasite and just highlight the other three and be like, man, this is a great squad. And then you put in Parasite into the mix. I think that FaZe is looking really
have you paid any attention to Parasite? He's like one of the best S&D players in this game.
Yeah, no, I have. I mean, it's no surprise as well. I mean, you know, one thing that Parasite has always done very well since MW3 days is just, you know, he really just breaks down the game at a granular level, and he really he always does that. Although there are some times where he thinks which we saw this back then in Ghost, especially where he thinks his opinion is more justified than others. But when you have a player like STiKS on your team who won't really let you have that kind of slack, and then you couple that with the fact that I know Enable's personality, no one gets Enable mad. Let's just Enable. Yeah. Enable is just that guy. You know,
the cool-headed ginger.
And let the vets just continue to bring Slasher, you know, in even more and more. I mean, honestly, I can't. That squad looks incredible. When I saw that roster, I was like, I love this. I love this team. This is great.
Well, I'm surprised
they win.
That's the hard. Wait, do they win the tournament? That's
they beat Nation. They beat Nation.
Oh, they beat Nation. Yeah, they beat Nation. I give them the win.
Fatty, you think they beat Nation?
Well, I don't know because, I mean, if you look at what happened the last tournament, I know Champs is something completely different animal, but the last tournament, you had Slasher saying, why, you know, I hate STiKS. I wish he'd go to hell or something like that. You know, and then Parasite and STiKS, they really haven't gotten along. They've been doing well, but, you know, I don't know. If something little goes wrong, I could see it blowing up.
I think the only way it blows up is if they don't qualify, like Curse LV last year. I think that's the only way it goes wrong, like if they don't qualify, which would be the worst outcome for Parasite.
Hey, well, here's a fun fact. Someone actually put in the chat, Hardnut33, change the name, that's okay, says everyone on Oct Nation has won COD Champs before. So think about that.
Yeah, they're 5 rings. That's their team. It's 5
rings.
They have 5 rings. I mean, Karma doesn't even when Karma I think it was in the Crim movie that he put out. When they won champs, Karma literally sat down. The rest of them stood up, and Karma's like wrapping up his controller. He's like, "Duh, I did this last year. Of course I did it again." I mean, he just has this like he's on a mission when he shows up at tournaments of this caliber. So that's hard. So Hitch, do you have Nation losing to FaZe Red?
Yeah. I think it's going to be 3-2. And I think it's going to come down to the last map, and I think it's going to be hella close. I think it's going to be Game 5, Round 11.
STiKS versus Karma.
STiKS versus TP.
STiKS versus TP. That would...
That'd be crazy.
I would tell them to pause. I'd be like, can you pause the stream? Like, can you just stop the countdown on the game?
That would... Oh, my heart would be pumping.
Let's just all soak in this moment, and then let's play. I'd be so mad if I missed that.
What did Matt say? He said, "Oh, the map's going to be Biolab, and someone's going to get a canister bomb for the last kill."
Oh, yeah. or jump off the map like Parasite did in his 1v4 fail. Oh, that was so sad. He clutched a 1v4 and then flew off the map on terrorists.
Oh, yeah,
as
what
he
was
got
that?
the last kill.
I saw that. That was ridiculous.
That was awesome. It wasn't as bad as Ricky, who did the same thing when it was 5-5 in a league match in S&D.
Wow.
And I believe it was last map. It was for the loss. So, all right. So I'm going to skip ahead. So I'm going to imagine Denial is going to beat Psycho, Revenge, Isolation, any of those teams. And then I'm going to imagine that FaZe Black is going to beat Rise and these other teams that are unknown of. And so FaZe Black, which is the Apathy, Proofy, Study, and Censor squad against Denial, is that even questionable, or is that an easy take for Denial? Patty?
I don't know. This Denial squad is also kind of one of those squads that I didn't really ever see being together.
Yeah.
It's almost like happenstance has forced them to be there. Happenstance will keep them together.
This is what Roster Mania has done to us.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of crazy the direction we're going in. But I mean, you see it in the NBA, in football. Just players you wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah,
think
but the thing is, like,
together.
they're just names that you see.
Yeah.
Right, that you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and then like one name is thrown in there, and you're just like, what the hell? Where did that? Like,
Yeah.
I stepped away for a second, and Saints makes sense. Merc, of course. Nameless, yeah. Zuma, the hell? Like I never would have thought I saw Zuma in Envy.
In a blue,
Ever.
or Clayster in orange. Like
or then JCap. Oh yeah, Clayster in JCap. I mean JCap. Denial with Clayster and JCap. Like I never thought I would have seen that. Like in a million days. Like I just. Some things, heck, even honestly, even Crim6, I never thought I would have saw Crim6 in Optic.
Yeah.
So it's just this is a weird time. It's not a time I want to live in. It's just not.
So you went to Halo.
So
I'm going to Halo.
I went to Peggle and Halo. So
to be honest, like Crim is and I said this before once he got on there, he's the future of Optic. Like he's a different type of Optic than Nade. Or Scump.
He's a sarcastic version.
Yes, and he presses the envelope. He gets them to say things like, delete that tweet. Hey, you can't do that. Like he presses, he's a little reckless sometimes. But it's I think the future of Optic gaming. And one of the things that has to be realized is like, and Hex knows that he can't meticulously look at everything the players are doing all the time and can't always be involved in management. And that's why I think the co-ownership with Nade was really important because Nade can watch that stuff. But yeah, this is...
We forgot it's Hector's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
I wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Everybody
in the chat, go tweet him and say happy birthday from the
STiKS. Hit me up on
STiKS.
Skype, but I couldn't forget with his...
Yeah, right? Skype reminders for the win.
Skype things. Well, that sometimes is a fail because you wish somebody a happy birthday off Skype and they're like, my birthday's in 3 months. Like, oh
no, I just wait until I see it on Twitter. If I know them and I see it on Twitter, like they tweet about their birthday, I'm like, oh yeah, man, happy birthday. I know that.
Trollinator, welcome to the STiKS fam. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I think we've got like 4 subs today. I can't keep track.
He put it in the chat.
Somebody throw
They're
some
subbing for the Brown, man.
Some pros in the chat for Trollinator. There we go.
Chew froze? Wait, is that a real thing?
That's an emote. Yeah, It's Hitch with his.
Oh my god.
Put awesome. Kingdom capital Beard. Or not capital B.
Kingdom Beard, yeah.
Capital B.
That's so awesome. That fro is horrendous, by the way.
We haven't.
I'm dying.
It's beautiful.
All right, so
green for champs.
Let me skip ahead real quick. So we've got. I'm just gonna say Denial. Everybody picks Denial over FaZe Black. Sorry, Apathy. And so we've got Denial facing off again. Ooh.
We love Apathy.
Denial versus FaZe Red.
Woo. I gotta go with Mint on that one again with a Mint.
Mint. With FaZe.
Mint.
So you're saying it's gonna be Envy versus Aches or Optic versus Aches' team? Is that your pick?
I mean, honestly, looking at the rosters and everything, I feel like FaZe Red is, just again, no context needed, knowing the players that I know and just how they play, and I'm looking at all the list here, and I would say that Optic Gaming, FaZe Red, Denial. Mm-hmm. Envy are the 4 teams that look the strongest to me right now in competitive Call of Duty.
The Envy versus, I would love to see an Envy versus TK semifinal, but I guess that's not possible because Optic Gaming has to play TK. Dang, that sucks. Has to play TK first.
Do you think there's going to be any upsets though? Because I'm looking at this and I always do this. I always think, oh yeah, this team's going to win for sure. But like looking at this, there's teams I don't know.
Where's Rise in the bracket? Rise
is at the bottom. They're going up against Effortless GG.
Okay, so they'll win that.
They're in there with FaZe Black. They should lose to them.
No, that's the thing though, right? I've seen Sender do some ridiculous things on LAN. And if Sender does it again, like if that crew, see, that's the thing, right, that I like about Rise. I just want to point out, like, you know, everyone loves to give Pac-Man, you know, as much trash as he possibly can. But those are 4 very talented players on that squad, right? Sender at regionals last year just was shy of qualifying. And, you know, they were, I'm trying to remember the team they were in, but they, like, it was just like one of those things where it was like 5-5 S&D. They couldn't clutch it. And
I remember. Like,
what happens if they do, right? And like Sender finds themselves in those situations a lot. Like I know Sender real well, and every single time I have a conversation with him about a tournament, it's always like for him it breaks down to just like one moment, this one clutch moment, and it's like if Sender could just get over that one clutch moment, this team could win. And I've seen Pac-Man and heck even Diabolic get through that one clutch moment. So I could see Rise doing decent, and heck, I can even see Rise upsetting FaZe Black if FaZe Black is careful. I could see them upset if they aren't careful. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's not.
I'm not saying they're leaps and bounds beyond them, but I mean the Censor and Apathy, their bad finish, in my opinion, at Orlando was 100% of the bad blood between them and STiKS. Like, I think that they're hopefully in a better place with Study and Proofy. They've been playing well together in the little short time they've been together. They're going to have to qualify together for S2 if they want to be in S2. They're going to have to play in the pro qualifier in a couple of days, and so they're going to have plenty of time playing together.
Isn't that tonight?
Right? No, that's for the Open. We'll talk about that when we come back from commercial. So, but they're going to have to play in the pro qualifier in a couple of days, and they're a shoo-in for winning, like for the qualifier for season 2 of the MLG COD League. Rise is already in because of the justice situation, and so it's hard for me to pick Rise over FaZe Black. But either way, I think you're right about the top 4. I mean, it's hard to argue.
Yeah,
I think
FaZe Black
TK didn't have to play. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I think FaZe Black is an upsettable team. Like they are someone who, like, if they got upset, people would be like, "Oh wow!" Like
I look at that team and I see gaps. I just see some gaps in the squad. You know, I mean, again, like I've known Censor for a long time, but he's the kind of guy you shut down, and there's just nothing you can really do. Like he just Apathy's a beast. You know, Proofy's a extremely talented player. Haven't seen Proofy at that level that he once was at though. Right, yeah. Something to point out. Study is kind of Study has to kind of fight himself. In order for him to succeed, which is, again, like you said, Hitch, FaZe Black is an upsettable team. Do I want, I mean, obviously, dude, if it was up to me, I'd give everyone $1 million, but like, I can't because this is obviously going to happen. And if Rise capitalizes on those opportunities, I could see that being the case. These guys have known each other for so long now. It's at this point, it's just breaking down the psyche of another player.
How has Proofy been playing? I haven't been able to.
Good.
Because I haven't seen like Modern Warfare 3 Proofy and like
that's what I'm saying.
Early Black Ops.
Where's that guy?
Where's
Black Ops
like
1
flashes of brilliance, flashes.
That's exactly nothing. Good description.
It's just flashes. Few and far between.
Yeah,
and I think for that team they need to have another Slayer that's consistent. And that's what I don't see on that team is consistency besides Apathy.
Right. That's the thing. So Apathy's the kind of guy who, personally, I feel like you just build a team around, right? Yeah. And I think they did a good job with this too. I just feel like, again, I want to see the dominant Proofy that I know is there. He's so talented. We've seen this, in the past, and like you said, flashes, right? But the red flag here is Study. I know Study very well, and he's an emotional player.
Yeah.
You know, he plays with his heart sometimes more so than his head, and that could lead to some problematic situations. That's the thing that they have to break out of this FaZe Black squad, and I'm looking at Censor and Apathy to be that, right? They have to get Study to stop beating himself up, because he does that a lot. You know,
Yeah.
he's always beating himself up. You know, for like a play that he made or a slight mistake he made. But when you saw, like, I just want to point this out at UMG Dallas, right? When they won, when Denial won, right? That was Study at his best. That was the Study playing with his head. That was the Study that was, you know, clearly understanding every single facet of the game and what was going on. It was just like, it was a wonderful thing to see, right? It was like
Champs last year, right? On Indy.
Champs 2 as well. Champs 2 is another one. Was just Study was just doing everything right. When he does everything right, I feel like any team he's in just benefits 150%. But that's what
it's not consistent though, and that's the challenge. All right, so we're gonna go to commercial break. Spent a lot of time talking about the regionals. This is no matter what, this is gonna be a good tournament because SB or TK are going to get knocked out first round. AR, or there's going to be a lot of teams that after the first match, they're going to go down to the losers bracket, and I think they'll have to win maybe one match in the losers bracket because only 10 teams out of this list don't make it. And so there's a lot of teams on there. I believe there's 32 of them, but only 10 of them, or no. So there's 14 that go. So what kind of math is that? 32, like 18 teams don't make it? Is that right?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Okay, so 18 teams don't make it. So there's a chance that some of these teams are going to be upset, but I seriously doubt it. I mean, if you look at the day one, the teams that qualified, don't even look at Canada or Mexico. I'm sorry, Josephs from Psycho. I'm rooting for you. I know you're in the chat. I'm very happy you qualified. I was literally watching to see if you were going to qualify. So good luck. But I'm not expecting you to like beat Optic Nation, you know. So, but these teams that that's
just how you said it. It's like,
you ain't going anywhere, son.
Like, hey man, congratulations for you, dude. I'm really happy, but you gonna get destroyed. All right, good luck though, man. And then with like the Kingdom Soldier smile, you know, like.
All right, so but if you look at the day one qualifying, like most of these teams, if they don't qualify on LAN, it'll be very shocking to all of us, especially the top like 8 of them. I mean, if even like imagine if Optic Nation didn't qualify for COD Champs. With the players that are on that team, 5 rings not even present. It's like when LV didn't qualify. I mean, it would literally it would break our hearts. But I guess Optic has 2 chances to qualify, and FaZe has 2 chances to qualify. All right, so we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to introduce to you guys the STiKS EU. This is definitely something you don't want to miss. Those of you guys, the 4 of you or 3 of you that are with me in the Skype call, make sure you guys turn the volume on to the stream if you're not listening to it so we can watch it, so we can listen to it. Joseph said we're qualifying. Don't worry, we will cause an upset. All right. I will do something. I'll give you a follow 10 if you do an upset. One of those teams that I talked about, I will throw you a follow 10 on Twitter. All right, so we'll see you guys on the other side of 30 seconds with the STiKS EU. Peace.
Oh, hey, welcome to the STiKS NA. NA, isn't it? Isn't that what we were signed up for?
Tommy, it's the STiKS EU.
Oh, I thought they got me on for the NA version.
Why would they get you onto the NA version?
Oh no, I've been like, you know, researching everything for the North American scene, not the EU scene.
Oh no, I've got my work cut out.
I'm really sorry.
Do you know anything about the STiKS EU then?
It's a show to do with some sort of esports thing, isn't it? Something like that.
Right.
Okay. You have to explain it to me, Rage. I honestly don't know.
This is the basics now.
Okay, I'm listening.
You watch STiKS NA. Clearly, you watch STiKS NA. I see you sitting there in the STiKS shirt. You know, you're a fan.
By the way.
I'm a fan. We're both fans. Shameless plug there, I know. But what is the STiKS EU? The STiKS EU is the same as the STiKS NA. However, with me and you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically, between the 2 of us, we're going to be trying to replicate what they do over in North America, obviously adding our own little twist on it, because apparently we're British and we do things differently, but over...
what you're on about.
Don't know what you're on about, but it's going to be on a Wednesday, I do believe, around 6 p.m. It may change. I don't know if you want to announce our guests for the first week.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not supposed to be announcing this, but apparently now you've already hinted it.
I've kind of stitched you up.
Guys, the 11th of this month, 4 days' time, set it in the calendar. If you're over in the EU, make sure it is going to be 5:30 GMT. It's a little bit earlier than we actually wanted it, but we'll explain that in due course. And for you Americans out there, it's going to be 12:30 EST is when we're actually going to be filming it. So, set your alarms, get out of bed. It's going to be well worth it. And our first guest is living up to the STiKS brand already. He's such a massive name in the European community. That's... You just... Tommy...
Sorry.
One sec, I'm just getting Kingdom Soldier. Can we rock him?
Come on, I'm doing a good job.
Guys, gosh, I'm going to work hard. But yeah, anyway, as I said, it is going to be Marky B. Marky B is going to be the host for this show. Well, not the host, but he's going to be a visitor. A
special guest.
He's going to be making an appearance, because, apparently you don't know anything about the European scene.
He's going to have to
teach me. I've got my work cut out here.
So I'm
going to have to teach you. Marky B's going to have to teach you. We're both going to have to teach you together. And yeah, it's going to be very, very similar to like the NA show. We're going to have regular guests coming on, be it casters, be it pro players, be it not quite so pro players, and be it anyone in the European community who you guys want to see on the show.
Yeah, so basically, we are the place for STiKS EU. If anything to do with esports, Call of Duty esports, that is, in the United Kingdom, across Europe, we are your main source every Wednesday, or I think it's every other Wednesday to start off with. So come check us out.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, it's not just going to be about esports. We're going to be talking about the most interesting topics in all of the world. I mean, for example, we're going to be talking about, I was just about to say, we're going to be talking about which is better, PG or Yorkshire. I mean, you're standing there with an empty cup. You're clearly not British. Me with the alcohol, but I can't show it's full without tipping. Oh, that's going to go horribly. Yeah, that was a stupid idea. But anyway, guys, yeah, we're going to keep this short because you're probably already fed up about British accents already. But I'm Alex, also known as iRage. And who's this person?
I'm some guy called Tommy. I make YouTube videos about something to do with esports. I'm not really important. But yeah, first guest is going to be Marky B. This Wednesday, come check us out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put their Twitters in. Make sure you follow these two. They're funny. They're hilarious. They will entertain you.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great show, man. I can't wait.
That's awesome, though. That's good stuff, man. I'm glad to see this. I'm just glad. I'm just happy. I like this, man. I wish I missed this. Right, back in the day, it was the rant, right? And I love Diesel and everything, but that show was always like whatever. Whatever topic Diesel wanted to roast on that particular day, and it was a good show and it was fun at the time. But I think it's great that this kind of thing is around, and I think it's good for the scene, real good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. A lot of people have doubted, and I'm saying it publicly because the greatest risk is not taking one. But a lot of people, even big names, have told me the EU show is a mistake. It's not going to be popular, but my EU supporters and the EU supporters I've seen of the COD scene in general are pretty loyal. They stay up to all hours of the night to try to watch these tournaments, and we wanted to give them something for themselves. So this Wednesday at, I don't know what time, but we'll have to type it in the chat because it's like a different time for me. It's almost like that's like the morning.
I think it's the EU show says on your channel, it says 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Thank you, Goalie, for updating the channel with whatever the right time.
I also see the STiKS Halo down there. That's interesting.
Woo!
That's how you did that. He had to do it like that.
Yes.
Hey, by the end of the year, there will be 6 different shows on this channel, and they will meet all of your esports needs. 7 different shows on this channel. All right, so I want to get to questions from Twitter, but before we do, because we're going over time already, but before we do, I'm sure some of you guys saw my tweet about February and how many different tournaments there are, which is utterly ridiculous, and it's driving me bananas. And the way these rosters are changing, and I'm looking at Optic Nation, and I'm like, so if the Optic Nation team, because Elevate has released Miracles and Killa, but Optic Nation has not still officially announced that this is their roster. There was no official announcement, and Optic is really good about using Twitter when they're officially announcing a roster. They're pretty accurate, and I haven't seen an announcement, so I don't know if this is just their champs team or what's going on. But I'm curious because they have to be in the relegation tournament that's taking place. And those of you that don't know what that is, basically for season 2, there's qualifiers today for anybody. It's open for today and tomorrow. Then Wednesday and Thursday, there's qualifiers. You have to have at least one pro, and they have to be in like the top 100 people in pro points to be considered a pro. You have to have at least one pro on your team, and they can play to get into season 2. And there's 3 of the pro teams, 1 team out of these next 2 days. Those 4 teams go against the 4 teams that were the bottom. So Optic Nation, Justice Pro, Elevate, and I'm missing one.
This is all very confusing.
It's when I went and looked at it, it was that my brain hurt, like trying to figure out how this all worked.
Esports shouldn't hurt your brain, man.
Well, I mean, you're right. I agree. I said that in a video. I was like, I don't get it. This is too confusing. February is bananas. And all of this stuff is happening before the season 1 playoffs. So all these people are qualifying for season 2 with probably different rosters. And then the season 1 playoffs happen. So it's going to be
see the name and just subscribe.
Oh my gosh. I have to screenshot.
Who just subscribed?
Kingdom greater than
Obama. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I agree with that statement.
Hilarious.
Oh man, who's making up these names? They're making up these names just to subscribe to the channel. I love it.
Dude, that's
what I love about Twitch. I just love it.
Can't wait for Hitch's Jufro to subscribe. That'll be
if anybody wants to
that'll be the day.
subscribe to me going to champs, I'll take that subscription. And I'll make sure to take the other fair-skinned individual with me. All right, so
this fair-skinned one?
What?
This fair-skinned one?
No.
Just teasing.
We'll meet there. We'll all meet one day. All right. So
you know what we should do one day?
Go ahead.
I would love to plan this. It may be too soon, but if there were like enough people who were down for it, I could do like the STiKS live at PAX Prime. Or like the STiKS live at like PAX East.
goalie in the background. He's all, yes!
I can't fly goalie out though. Goalie, he's gonna have to figure his own way to get there. Goalie. No, but I think that would be like really cool. I think that would be like something really cool. So we'll have to sync up on that, buddy. We'll have to talk about that.
Smiting can be in his cosplay outfit.
That is like if people want to show up at PAX East, hang out and talk Call of Duty esports, that would be cool.
You don't ever go to PAX West, do you?
I was just PAX Prime.
That's the one in Seattle.
There's Prime in Seattle. There's East in Boston and South in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm down. That's only like a 14-hour drive,
That's a 10-minute drive for me to PAX Prime.
Oh, you're in the West Coast. Okay. So, yeah, that's right. You're in
Washington, so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe PAX Prime. Maybe we could plan that out, PAX Prime. I could talk to Repop. Oh, snap. Okay. If people want it, we'll do it. We'll figure it out.
So sick.
People want it. Trust me. They want us at LAN really bad. Really bad. But it'd have to be like, we got to find our own ways to get there.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay, goalie, I'm starting at the top with the questions. Yeah. If you have them. What did it say?
It's just Jufro subscribed.
What? Oh my gosh.
Can somebody...
They're in your DMs. I gotta put some froze in the chat. Oh my god.
Oh man.
One thing that I think blows me away, I mean, I work for Twitch, and the fact that we allowed Jufro to get past the name stage is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like, just do yourself a favor, never go live, okay? Just never go live. God, this is making...
I think Hitch was probably doing that while he was...
Yeah, that's me.
No, I'm sure that was not Hitch.
I know, I'm teasing.
All right, the first question from Twitter. There's not a lot of them, but the first question from Twitter is from Prophet at Styles the Rebel. And he says, this is for Golden Boy. Do you ever plan on returning to COD? You were kind of already answered that. And he says, and if so, what is unique about the Call of Duty scene?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think, personalities, man, are unlike any other, like the only other game that can be compared to it is Halo. Because admittedly enough, a lot of the players come from there. But I think what is unique about COD, and the reason why COD kind of set its mark on the scene is, the influence of social media. And I think that Call of Duty, more so than any other community, really took advantage of that early on. Obviously, like some of the most followed players in esports are Call of Duty players. I mean, you look at like League of Legends people, you look at Counter-Strike, whatever, and they have a lot of followers. But Call of Duty, like even some of the more like not as known players, like trump some of the most well-known Legends players that are making salaries out of this. Now, of course, newsflash: followers on Twitter get you literally nothing, but it's still something that's good to see how the community kind of, created that. And then little by little went off in different directions, like Reddit, right? The COD Reddit, which is awesome. An entire Reddit dedicated to competitive Call of Duty. That's how many people now? It's 16,000 strong. So that's about to be 17. So that's great, and I think those little things really made Call of Duty so much more unique.
Do you feel like Call of Duty has, and I've said this to Goalie before, but you feel like Call of Duty has a little bit of like a popish type of culture to it, where like because of the entertainment factor of YouTube and Twitch and things like that? Do you think we're kind of getting into that, like, these guys, it's in order to be a top player and to have all the Twitter followers, which I will say the only thing it does get you is, if I turned on my stream and didn't notify anyone, it would be different than me tweeting, and said, I'm streaming live right now. There would be a different amount of people watching. And so, but as I think about it, I look at these players and it's like Nade with his watches and his car and with the amount of money these guys are making. And it's just, it seems like there's a little bit of there's a culture that's being created, and it's more similar to pop culture than like Halo seems a little bit grittier than us.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. You're right. Well, see, here's the thing. I do feel like besides Nate, I haven't really seen anyone else do that. Maybe like Aches when he bought the gold phone for X Games, like those like little things. But besides Nate and the that upper echelon of guys from Optic, I feel like no one else has really done that. That it is an interesting thing. I could see it trickle a little bit more.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
You know what I mean? I could see it trickle. And I do agree with you. I think Halo, Smash, Counter-Strike, they're definitely like on the more like grittier player focused side. So it's definitely a good observation there.
Well, I'm just saying there's a different, like pop culture says, there's a lot about how you look and all this kind of stuff. And there's a different, like COD doesn't have as many players just kind of walking in, being comfortable, being this, kind of who they are, dressing however they want. Like COD is so much about the image now. It feels like it's going in that direction.
It's okay. So to that point, yes, it is going into that direction where the image is important, because I mean, I know Jake Cap in his sweatpants is like, that will always be a thing, but there are just some guys who would prefer to like dress up. Like you see like Nade playing, and like Nade sets a good standard. Scumpy also does the same. You don't really see the sweatpants, you don't see the shorts as much anymore. It really is about like a look, especially at the live events. So yeah, I could see that actually forming into that. Alternatively, though, I think it also is kind of like that attachment to the brand, right? Because a good example is CLG and EG from Halo. Like they dress very well, right? Like they're always like very like like besides Lethal because he's horrible, but they like look great, right? And they always make sure that they put their best foot forward in that. So maybe it's like the attachment of the brand as well. Because remember, EG COD, right? They also had that going about them, right? They looked professional.
This is very true. Yeah.
Complexity, they looked professional, like those kinds of things. So I could see that being more of a trend moving forward, though, and I would like to see that being the case, man. Because like seriously, sweatpants, like what are we, like 12? Like what is this, high school?
So comfy.
Pants at Orlando.
No. Listen. I make sure that I dress up. All right, I buy a new blazer for any event I do. I get a new blazer because I want to make sure it pops and it has visual appeal and it's professional and like that's important, man. You want to put that best foot forward. No more sweatpants, Smiting. I swear to God, Smiting, nah. You wear sweatpants to an event.
Smiting, nah, sweatpants.
All right, next question. Smiting, nah.
I'm changing my name tonight.
If you had 10 million,
sweatpants.
This is from, I don't even know how to say it. James_in. What happened?
Fatty Drew Beard just subscribed. How the hell did I get through certification? How did this get through? I have to email support. We got to take care of this.
You better screen cap that one, Hitch.
Is that going to take away my subscription if it takes away their name?
No. I'm just kidding.
You guys are silly, man.
Dude, that's awesome. I love you guys. We have the best fans ever. You realize that? Best fans ever.
A long time ago, I realized that. Wouldn't be able to have the STiKS without them. All right, so the next question comes from James_in_Brandy, and he says, if you had 10 million to spare, would you hold a tournament for winner takes all?
If I had 10 million to spare, my ass would be over in the Cayman Islands with my wife.
I saw this question and I was like, what? So
okay, but if you had 10 million and you can only use it for an esports event.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, so what would you do with it, Fatty?
I'd buy TEC, which just went for sale over in the EU. Just saying. I'd rather build an organization and help kids grow than throw a tournament on. That's just the way out.
Man.
What?
I'm with you. If I had money, I would. I actually would start an org.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about this numerous times. Like if I can't do things in COD all that much, I would just buy out a team.
Yeah.
Then I thought about it a couple of times, but it's too much money, man.
Yeah, way too much money.
And there's not a lot
of million.
ROI.
What would you do, Hitch?
I'd probably put on a couple events for. I'd probably actually put on a
Smash.
A $10 million Smash tournament.
Buy an Xbox first. Buy an Xbox One, and then
I would probably put on a like kind of like an MLG Anaheim kind of thing, but it would be like $1 million tournament for each game, and it would just be like an ultimate like kind of like respect esports as a whole kind of tournament. I know that's like in La La Land dreaming, but seriously, that would be so sick if you like could walk around to a CS:GO tournament, then go down, see COD play, watch Smash, and then just go like LOL, Dota, everything, Tetris, everything, and it'd just be so sick.
I would this may be bad, but I would actually help organizations that I would help them keep players. Like I would help them give salaries to players, so that there would be almost like if I could do that in like baseball or something like that, make it so that each team has an even shot at keeping players. So instead of players running away just because a certain team says I have an open spot, they would be like, well, I have a nice salary over here, so thanks for the offer, but I'm going to stick with my team. I do think roster changes make our sport interesting. It is hard to play with 4 people. This isn't like a basketball team where there's like 11 or 12, or a football team where there's like 30. But I think in this esport, it's difficult with the 4 people, and you got to get along with all of them, or it just creates bad. Oh, is that Hex that's in here? And so I think I would maybe like think about an organization, some of these smaller organizations that have had chances and they've just kind of died off because. Even like Carnage, like where their players just left because they had bigger opportunities at other places. And then I would maybe add and I would do this for years. I would maybe add $50,000 prize pool to every tournament. Like, just here's another 50. If I had to use it in esports, here's another 50,000. Here's another 50,000. Here's another 50,000. So every tournament would have whatever MLG said or UMG said plus 50K more would be in the prize pool. And maybe they could spread it, because at champs, like, the top 8 teams get money. I think 8th gets 32,000, and so that's a worthwhile tournament for every team that plays in it. And so it would be cool if every tournament was that way. If if you got 7th and it actually meant something. Like when Parasite was on our channel, he said, if you're always finishing top 8, you don't really have a career in esports. You know, unless someone is gonna pay you a salary to get top 8 in every tournament. Which there's players that, like, you think about Money B, he's finished outside the top 8 once since Black Ops 2. Like, he's that type of a player. He's a top 8 player. But you can't have a career with it, but he has a career with Optic, so he's able to stream, make clothes, all that kind of stuff. So I would just help smaller orgs have a little bit more money and maybe go half on it with Golden Boy for the Golden Fatty Nah team, or whatever we're gonna call it.
Oh my goodness.
The STiKS Live Land Squad.
Nah gaming.
STiKS Live, nah.
You wouldn't have
All
a
right.
STiKS team?
Why
You wouldn't make a
did-
STiKS team?
Why did Hex thank Goalie? What did just for
Because
saying
Goalie
hi?
said happy birthday. Happy birthday,
happy
Big
birthday,
Hex.
Hector. I think you're older than me now. We're the same. I think we were born in the same year.
Really?
So-
I thought he was young.
I don't think so. Wait, are you saying I'm old? Whoa!
You are old.
Whoa!
You're older than me.
Whoa!
You're older than me.
Dang!
Old
sucks.
old fart.
I just feel like Smiting, you should just like live in the North Pole. Like, why are you not there yet? Like, I don't get, why haven't we done the
Because
six
I have a
live
bowl
in the
full
North
of
Pole?
jelly. Or belly full of jelly. That was a couple weeks ago, months ago.
Like, but like-
I look homeless. Somebody says in the chat I look homeless. I am almost homeless.
Smiting Fatty. the
Whatever. Look
homeless
at these lines.
gamer.
Look at these lines. Homeless people don't.
Do you
have
If
remember,
Fatty
lines.
makes it to champs, he has to shave his beard.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well,
no.
I'm actually gonna do a charity stream at some point and do a whole beard shave and
Nice.
everything. So yeah, it's gonna be for Gamers Outreach as well.
So I think I just want to say something. Smiting. You remember back in the day, like YouTube, everyone used to have like the something gamer or the something gamer, right? Like Dr. Chiz was like the caffeinated gamer, and
Mhm.
like, you know, you could be the homeless gamer.
The homeless gamer.
That's what your name could
I
be.
own a home though, so it's kind of like I don't know if that would work.
They don't need to know that. Shut up. They just think you upload. They just think you upload from a, you know, think you upload from a library or something like that. You know, like
Goalie TV is the boss. Just subscribed.
Oh my god!
God,
Suck these dudes.
stroking goalie's ego, man. My goodness. There's one thing I know. It's that goalie TV guy is egotistical as hell.
Problems with anybody stroking goalie's ego. As long as it keeps him around. So, compliments for goalie are welcome. All right, so none of these other questions do I actually want to ask, and so we're gonna do our outro that we normally do. Did you guys notice my couch wasn't delivered? Like, I'm really frustrated. Like, they said between 3 and 5 o'clock, they have 10 minutes to deliver my couch, and my wife should get home, and there should be a new couch in the living room. It'd be great, but it's not gonna happen. All right, so you guys are gonna see a new couch in the next video. In the next video that I put up on my channel. So here's how we're gonna do the outro. We're gonna go around. You're gonna say whatever you want about whatever you want to whoever you want for 30 seconds or less. And I'm gonna start with Fatty, and then I'm gonna go to
No, what is that?
Yeah,
Nah.
Is that a fat joke?
Nah.
I'm gonna start with Nah. Smitting.
Smitting.
Spitting
Nate.
That's like the. I thought about changing smiting because everybody says smitting, and I just feel bad for all the teachers out there that have to put up with all this illiteracy. Anyways,
The face you gave.
Oh my gosh. So, all right, I'm gonna go from Fatty to Hitch, or Fatty to Golden Boy to Hitch, and then myself, and then we will close out the show. And don't forget, well, I'll say it in my closing, so never mind. Go ahead, Fatty.
All right. This goes out to all of you Lysol wipes out there who make pooping in public possible. Because, man, the toilet today was gross, and I was pissed off, and that Lysol wipe fixed it. So thank you very much, Lysol. I love you. Non-sponsor. I don't think it's...
The STiKS brought to you by Lysol wipes.
Dude,
When your butthole is muddy.
No. Not the butthole. No, you don't. That's called you're gonna get burning hole. You use it on the toilet seat.
Okay, when the toilet seat is muddy.
When the toilet seat's muddy, Lysol is your butt.
Oh!
Yes.
What is happening?
Oh
What?
God.
I'm done.
What?
That was. I can't top that. So.
What are you gonna say?
I have literally nothing to provide. Nearly as beneficial as that.
Golden Boy is speechless.
For the first time in my life. No. Of course I'm not speechless. Come on. Make a living from talking. No. Thank you guys for having me. Almost didn't come on the show. I have like a blaring headache like right on the left side of my head, and that's why I'm at home and not at the office. Otherwise, you would have saw the Twitch offices behind me. Which I wanted to show, just because it was like, it's such a nice place, but there's like rainbows and shit. So unicorns too, all the unicorns. Yeah, but thank you guys. I'm not dead. Call of Duty community. I still live. I lurk COD Reddit all the time. I miss everyone. Hopefully get to go to an event pretty soon and either cast or just hang out with people. Either one would be fine by me. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure. Oh, check out Gamers for Giving. Gamers for Giving is doing the Halo Championship Series. The last stop before the finals of PAX East. That will be, trying to think, February 22nd, I think. Yeah, Gamers. Yeah, February 20th, 21st, and the 22nd. Or no, I'm sorry, the 21st and the 22nd. There you go. It's in February. Shit. So just you guys will check that out. That'd be awesome. Hyphastation's going on that weekend too. Gears of War coming back strong. Just FYI. And yeah, just all the communities, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me again. Thank you for Hitchy for subscribing. Thank you. Our big week this week for Optic Intel, so keep your eyes open on the channel, the website, and the Twitter. One thing that, in case you guys weren't here at the very beginning of the show, Golden Boy actually did say that if he is asked to cast champs, that's all it's going to take. There's nothing else in the way. He just needs the phone call. So you guys figure out what to do with that information and who to contact. And just let people know that we want to hear his amazing voice at Call of Duty Championships. With that being said, I'm going to eat some cookies. Peace.
Eat them cookies, girl.
Eat them cookies.
All right, this is your boy Kingdom Soldier. Make sure you use the code STiKS to get 5% off your Scuff Gaming products. Use the code KINGDOM to get 10% off your G Fuel products, gfuel.com. And don't miss the launch of the STiKS EU. Those two guys, Rage and Tommy, they have this natural chemistry that's utterly ridiculous. Like, they can just talk for a long time and very entertaining. And they live in the EU. We didn't start a show for the EU and use me and Hitch to host it because we don't live there, and our accents are really bad when we fake it. So we decided to use Rage.
My accent is amazing.
Tommy, and they can say things like "half" instead of "half," which is weird.
One of my best friends is British. I have a great British accent.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Nah, dude, I might break the internet, bro. Break it. I don't know. Yo, Hitch, just eat your cookies. You dig? Just do that. All right. I'm just saying. Y'all ain't ready for that. Maybe for the next time if I come back.
Let's ask the chat. Type 1.
Do what face? What face?
Type
what face? Yeah.
Okay, put the what face in the chat if you think Golden Boy's English accent can, in any way, shape, or form, beat my East Indian accent. Golden Boy hasn't heard it yet.
I am not. Wait, what? You have an East Indian accent?
Oh, it's the greatest.
Do it. Just do it, please. I need to hear this.
Are you gonna do your accent if I do it?
Wait.
I can cast like Ben.
Oh
Yep,
God.
you guys.
You can cast like Ben.
Oh yeah. All right. So here's how we're gonna do it. Hitch,
Okay.
if you're eating cookies, I'm gonna cast you eating cookies.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all have to like dual cast it in both of your accents.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
I have to pull up Skype. Hold up.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Are you guys ready? Are we ready?
I'm
All
ready.
right, Fatty, bring him in.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the cookie eat-off. Right now, let's go ahead and throw it to Kingdom Indian for the showdown.
Hello and welcome to the show. I am very, very interested in how Hitch is going to eat this cookie. I would like to put the cookie in your mouth. Look at my dot. Look at my dot.
Now,
Oh, that looks very delicious.
now, Kingdom, what you have to understand here, okay, is that Hitch is putting the cookie in his mouth ever so slowly. Now, is he going to do it faster, though, is the question.
Oh my God! He just did it faster! Oh goodness gracious!
He clutched the cookie! Oh my God! I need a Slurpee! Give me a Slurpee!
I love how he got the whispers before the real exciting things happen.
Oh please stop it, Study, you monster!
Oh,
And then there's the Gandhi. Oh God, savages everywhere. I just can't stand the savages. Kingdom savage.
Oh,
no, it wasn't too far, Heck.
Let me show my nipple. Oh wait, he doesn't.
oh my goodness.
Oh, was it? Did he already
Wow.
know he was going to smite at that point? That's all I want to know.
What do you
Gandhi.
mean? When he did his nipples?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. That's
Oh, okay.
Wait. No. Wait. No. He didn't. He had no idea. No. He didn't even know Bart. So no, he had no idea. Yeah.
What a
Just a
savage.
Yeah. No. So the funny thing is when I was at high res, and like everyone now knows how Gandhi is, like when they like listen to him talk and stuff. There's like these little things that he does, right? And everything's like, I'm gonna, excuse my French, I'm gonna kick you in the dick. Everything that Scott says ends in that, right? So it's like Scott means like, oh, shut up, I'm gonna kick you in the dick. Like that's just how he is. And I'm just like, why is everything? And then like I make fun of him about his flannel because he wears a lot of flannel. He's like, oh, shut up. Listen, this is like the only flannel shirt I have. All right, I'm gonna kick you in the dick. Okay. I'm just like, why you keep telling me this?
Oh.
Please, like my penis can't take that much. Like
What's happening? Oh.
it was just.
Wow, we're gonna have to bleep out a whole lot of stuff that just happened.
Sorry,
Hey,
guys.
At least we got the casting of the cookie eating.
We're gonna have to
you
upload
can
that.
edit out
Billy's
that
gonna have to
part.
upload that tonight.
Oh gosh.
That's
All
gonna
right.
be the Kingdom Minute.
I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, we'll see you in a few days or tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a 1v1. I had one last week, but I got egoed by somebody. Not gonna tell you.
Oh.
You know, so sad. But hopefully we'll have one tomorrow, and we'll see you also on Wednesday. So Goalie's gonna be a busy guy. You guys keep giving him those compliments, telling him he's the best, because it's true. And other than that, this is your boy Kingdom. It's alright. Smiting now. And Golden Boy. And we will see you next week on the STiKS. Peace. Very, very happy to see you.